Welcome to RiverCity-Media. My voice is a little toasted after calling 6 quarters of football on Friday night, but I had something planned tonight with one of my very, very dear friends, and we're going to talk a little baseball. You know him. He's over there. You know him. His name is RayRay. What's up, buddy?
Well, a lot. I'm in a new house. I'm in a new state. I'm in a new school. So a lot of new stuff happening right now.
Well, right. I do know we can bring that up just a little bit. New room. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. I heard you're going to get some blue walls soon.
Yeah, we got the paint, but we haven't painted it yet, though.
And
I got the Sandberg jersey over there.
got a killer fireplace, don't you?
Yeah, that's. I think that came originally to the house.
So y'all are happy and settled in. And how's the new school?
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's one of the biggest schools in the county, so that's nice.
And you are in the 7th grade, correct?
Yes.
Boy, time goes fast. All right. Last question about you, and then we'll move on.
Yeah.
Now that you're settled in the new state and you're all family getting in, next step will be finding a baseball team down the road.
Yeah. I got somebody in mind that I want to join. Coach Salyers, if he's watching this, I'm joining your team if you make one.
All right. Well, it's already started. We've got all the Staffords and the Carcera. Say the name for me, Carcera.
Carico.
Yep. We got your granddad on, and looks like your grandma and Tim and a bunch of people screaming, "Hey, hey, Ray!" And you want to give a shout out to your family?
Yeah, shout out to all my family. It'd probably take forever to list it, so just shout out to everyone watching.
All right. Shout out to Sister Shelby too.
Yeah, she's probably watching.
And I believe we've got some familiar faces from Georgia. I think Chris Barker was he not?
He's here. No, he's here.
He's there. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
He's across the mountain.
I thought Chris was maybe for some reason I thought he coached you in Chickamauga, but
he could.
All right, buddy. Let's start with the first thing we want to talk about. Now, it's been a while since we've done this, but let's start out with Field of Dreams.
Yeah, so that was a big game.
There's breaking news. Breaking news. We got to interrupt it. Your grand to know if you've got a missing tooth.
Yeah, I think I left it in a different state. I think I left it in Tennessee.
All right. Well, he may have it secured for you. And of course, let's give everybody a shout out that's giving you a shout out.
Yeah.
But this tooth story was breaking. I had to hear that one.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Field of Dreams. First thing we're going to bring up. What a nice night for baseball in Iowa. I think everybody was worried about rain coming, but it was beautiful, was it not?
Yes, it was. I wasn't able to watch the game because TVs are acting weird right now because it's been raining almost every single day here.
Did you get to see some of it?
I watched the highlights and everything I could.
Did you see the opening clip where Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. did a reenactment of the movie and had to catch? What did you think of that?
Yeah, that was awesome. 2 Hall of Famers just on the field, father, son. Probably recreation of that thing.
Was you proud to have your Cubs playing in such a historic game?
Yeah. It wasn't as fun to watch as last year's one with all like runs or something like that. But it was still fun to watch. It was at the Field of Dreams, Iowa. A lot of good stuff there, I guess.
All right. Well, I know you got tons of notes. Do you got some notes on this game you want to share with us?
Yes, I do. Yes, the Cubs won 4-2. There was 0 home runs. There's a whopping 0. And the Cubs starter, Drew Smiley, got 9 strikeouts in 5 innings for the Cubs. So that was nice. Seiya Suzuki got a hit, RBI. Nico Horner got a hit in RBI. And Ian Happ got a 2-bagger and an RBI. And Nick Madrigal also got a hit in RBI. So, yeah.
Well, what did you think about the uniforms that the Reds wore?
Yeah, I like the Cubs one's better, but the Reds one looked pretty nice too. Like with the pinstripes and all that. The pinstripe hat, I've never seen that before. It looked nice.
Yeah, I was thinking about the Cubs. The Cubs kind of went old school, like you see in black and white pictures. I guess they were trying to go back to the right era. So you like the Cubs better than the Reds?
Yeah, because just I like the cream jerseys a lot. I like cream jerseys, and they just popped out. They're nice.
What did you think about the logo that they used
on the hat?
Yeah,
I feel like they could have used a different logo, like just like a regular C, but it looks like a kangaroo on the hat. It doesn't look like a cub. It looks like a kangaroo.
now explain that one to me.
Yeah, so like he's got the bat, like it's like a navy hat. He's got like the bat, and it looks like a kangaroo holding a bat.
That's funny. All right, big injury in that game, or a couple. Yeah. What did I hated to see Jonathan India get hurt. He's been on fire for the Reds.
Yeah, and now he's on. I don't know how many days he's on the IL, but that was probably pretty big.
And then the Cubs had a little bit of an injury themselves.
Yeah.
Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson Contreras. He was running around second base and he stumbled and he like probably pulled something, but he stayed in the game, so that's pretty nice.
So here you go. I knew Chris would fire this at you.
No uniforms beat the Red Sox.
Well,
you see this. It's nice.
What do you think about them not having a Field of Dreams next year? That's kind of.
Yeah, it was something about the blackouts on MLB Network, right?
Yeah, and
like in the state of Iowa, you can't watch like the Cubs, White Sox, Brewers. What else was it? It was all the teams in like the Midwest, Mideast.
So do you think? And I know they're doing some remaking of the Field of Dreams and talking about putting a youth baseball facility there. What would it mean to kids to get to go play on a youth facility at the Field of Dreams?
Yeah, I would go if I lived in Iowa. I'd probably go there every single day.
Pretty special.
Yeah, you just hitting a home run in the cornfield probably one of the best feelings you probably have.
Would that be your goal, is to jack one into the cornfield?
Yeah.
How about a double that rolled in the cornfield? Would that be good enough, or would you need a home run?
Yeah. I mean, I'll take either.
All right, man. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate the Field of Dreams experience with your Cubs?
Well, out of 10, that no home runs, which I like seeing those. But like just the Field of Dreams itself, that probably makes up a lot of it. So I'd probably say like 8 or 9 out of 10. But it's a pitcher's duel, and usually I like seeing a lot of home runs, especially in the cornfield. Like
All right, man. Fair enough. One more question, then we'll move on. If they were going to do a Field of Dreams, I'm going to give you my team that I'd like to see play in it. I'd love, and I know the MLB blackout, but I'd love to see the Atlanta Braves play the Milwaukee Brewers, because because they're both tied to Milwaukee so strongly. Are they two teams you would really like to see?
Yeah, that would be really nice to watch. Braves, Brewers. Yeah.
How about the Angels with Shohei and Mike Trout? Would that be a
Yeah.
team?
What? Maybe like the Angels and the Dodgers.
Yeah, maybe Angels, Dodgers, or Angels. If we're looking, also, I would think they're trying to bring old school teams there. How about if we bring the St. Louis Cardinals?
Yeah. What's another team? They already had the Yankees there. They could have the Red Sox there.
Red Sox would be one. The Phil.
Maybe the Pirates.
Yes, the Pirates, the A's. The A's were actually the
Yeah.
Philadelphia A's back in those days before the Phillies. I always think when I think old school baseball, I always think Chicago, St. Louis, the Dodgers in Brooklyn, New York, the Giants in San Francisco, but they were in New York then.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's get
good.
Go ahead. No, you go.
Like a lot of those old school teams, that'd probably be nice to see at the Field of Dreams.
All right, Ray, let's get caught up with the RayRay fandom. There we go. There's a fellow we know.
Just through Cubs jerseys everywhere, yeah. You need to rep one of these.
All right, here's your
jersey. Hello.
And another member of the family, I believe.
Yeah, that's Ison's mom. How are you doing in Florida?
And then you got Ann Owens.
Hello.
And then more that comment didn't come through. I don't know why.
What happened to that one? That one didn't come through either.
That's the same one. Okay, Linda, you'll have to send us your comment back. And then they answered you and said they're doing great. So let's move on to the next subject. And we're going to take a little side tour about something you didn't know. I'm going to ask you a question that you're going to be surprised by. You ready?
Yep.
I was not shocked what happened to the Padres. How about you?
Not really. I wasn't surprised.
So let's go to the next story. Do you want to break it for everybody and tell them what the story is?
Yeah. All right. Padres shortstop Fernando Tatis Jr. has been suspended 80 games for using performance-enhancing drugs. And he won't be able to play until May of 2023.
Well, first of all, I already said I wasn't shocked by this. And the reason being, and we'll get to this more in the trade deadline, I don't particularly think Fernando Tatis is guilty of a huge thing. If you read the story and believe what he said, that was using a cream that had an anabolic steroid on it. But I think the Padres may have known at the trade deadline, and we'll get into that during the trade era. But losing Tatis is a superstar.
That's probably the biggest on that team. Like Tatis last year, 42 home runs, probably over like a 900 OPS for 1,000 at least. I don't have the stats written down, but something like that. He's been a superstar ever since he broke into the league, so that's a big loss.
So, in 21, he had 42 home runs, 97 RBIs. And that was really his first full major league season up.
Yeah.
When you compare him to the other young players that have came up, where do you rank him among the, let's say, let's throw Soto in there. Let's throw Acuna in there. Let's throw Tatis in there. To me, he's right with them. How about in your opinion?
fifth around like rookies.
But this is a pretty strong last few years of young people getting into major leagues.
You know, you had Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Who else did you have? He was in MVP races.
You had both of there was two of them in Toronto, and now you've got of course Acuna and Soto both come up I think in 19, and then you had Tatis in that group, Vlad Jr., Bo Bichette. Yeah, you had the young pitchers and Ian Anderson and Max Fried and those guys from Atlanta. I think five. Go ahead.
Yeah. Probably rank them a little higher, maybe like 3 or 4.
Okay.
To me, yeah, it's just disappointing to see him go just because of that.
To me, he's right there behind Acuna and Soto.
Yeah, his fielding kills him a little bit.
Next question I was going to ask you. We're on the tune today. Not the best shortstop. Maybe moves position later on, but he's an okay shortstop.
Yeah, he doesn't have the best fielding, but his hitting is just through the roof. And you know they could put him at DH if they wanted to, and move Ha-Seong Kim to short. Maybe the move for the future, just because his fielding isn't the best.
Or maybe move him to second, but they've got a good young second. Where do you? Cronenworth.
Cronenworth.
How good would it have been to see Soto, Machado, and Tatis in the lineup every day during the pennant race?
That's just, they're probably up there with the Dodgers now, I'd say, maybe. Like, that's like 3 superstars. Like, just 3 all-star guys. That's probably all you need to make it to the postseason.
Who would you think is better, Tatis, Soto, and Soto and Machado, or Turner, Freeman, Betts for the Dodgers?
That's really hard question. You know, Turner, Tatis, they're both probably 1 and 2 in shortstops, and Freeman he's always good. He's always consistent. And then you got Betts. He's one of the, so is Machado and Soto. I might say the Dodgers, maybe just because they might have more experience. Because Soto and Tatis, they're both rookies, or they broke into the league a couple years ago.
All right, buddy. Now without Tatis, do the Padres stand a chance in the playoffs?
Maybe. I mean, losing Tatis a lot, but they did get Juan Soto, one of the best hitters in the league. And they also got Cronenworth. They got Josh Bell as well. We'll get into that later, but yeah, I mean, they might, like, I'd say about 50-50. I mean, there's a lot of good teams right now. You got the Yankees, Dodgers, Astros. Who else? You got Braves, Mets. I mean, there's just a lot of good teams that they may make it, but I guess we'll see.
The Mets and the Dodgers are playing awful well for anybody to beat either one of them in the National League. As much as I love my Braves, I think it's Mets Dodgers at this point. Without peace, is that what you think in the West National League?
Yeah, that's probably it. That's probably about right.
Well, RayRay, every time I get on here talking to you, I realize how little I know about baseball. You're amazing, buddy. You're amazing. Yeah. I'm so happy to have you on here today. All right, let's do some comments. Here's why it didn't come in. She was sending you, look. It took a minute to load. It's a blue hat, like a Cubs hat.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know how you're going to feel about this one. I can't wait to see Ray Jack 1 over the Green Monster in Boston.
Maybe from the wayside.
Oh, maybe from the wayside. Hey, Chris, if he's in the major leagues and he's playing for Boston, I'm buying me a Boston jersey. I'm joining you. I'm just going to let y'all know. I'll jump teams in a heartbeat if Ray's on that team. All right, here we go. One more comment. Hey, Ray.
Hi, Nat, Tammy.
You can see them faster than I can.
Yeah.
Oh, looking good, Ray.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this. It's the World Series version.
Wow. You are looking sharp today. And right behind you is Wrigley Field's scoreboard, correct?
And I got my hats over there. What else? Yeah, I got the.
You want to show us anything?
Do what?
You have anything you want to show us that you've got new?
Oh, yeah. Here, let me turn my camera real quick.
What is that?
Steven said that is a PlayStation 5.
Oh, my.
Thank you, Coach Salyers, for letting me borrow this.
Let me ask you a question. How much MLB show has been played on that?
Too much. I've made like 3 stadiums or something like that. And I've been playing Diamond Dynasty so much since I've got this thing.
All right, we got somebody spamming our link. Let me get rid of these comments. Need to block this user. You know, sometimes, Ray,
Who's spamming?
you get people watching us that come in and they just make obscene and crazy comments and tries to sell us some land in Siberia.
Siberia.
This guy is sending all kind. I can't tell what he's sending, but it was some kind of advertisement. All right, right before we get to trade deadline, we're moving pretty fast. We're 25 minutes in, so we'll probably go about 45. I want to ask you one question about the room because I'm looking at the color of it right now. I like the color. Why blue?
Yeah, I've just had blue. I've always had a blue room. I think I might just keep it like blue.
Does it have anything to do with the Cubs being blue?
Maybe.
Maybe. Do you want let me guess, white and red trim on that blue room?
It looked nice.
It looked nice. I better stop giving you suggestions for your mom. Mom gets on to me for making it harder on her.
Hey, Mom.
All right. Well, let's move on and this is going to take us a little bit. I am going to turn it over to our baseball expert, RayRay, and your notes trade deadline.
Yeah, we got a lot to cover.
Hit it, buddy.
All right. So, the biggest trade that's happened like this entire year is Juan Soto, Josh Bell, and
I'm here. Just keep.
Okay.
You're covering
I
it.
didn't know what happened. But Juan Soto, Josh Bell, and Josh Hader went to the Padres.
All right, now it ain't working.
If you don't know who those people are, they're pretty much some of the best players in the league.
There we go. Sorry about that. I just wanted to get you on the main screen.
Yeah. So biggest, just really big players there going to the Padres. And then you got Trey Mancini and Christian Vasquez to the Astros. And then Andrew Benintendi and Harrison Bader to the Yankees in exchange for Jordan Montgomery to the Cardinals. And this one is for you. Raisel Iglesias is going to the Braves.
Absolutely. We need bullpen up.
Yeah, and then Joey Gallo, which he's been one of the worst players this year, is going to the Dodgers, which he's still really good. And then Frankie Montas and Lou Trevino from the Athletics are going to the Yankees. And Orioles closer Jorge Lopez is going to the Twins. And some people from the Cubs. Yankees get Scott Efros, which I think he throws like sidearm, and he has like a nasty slider. And the Phillies get David Robertson, which that's our closer. And the Phillies get Noah Syndergaard and Brandon Marsh, and they trade away 3 prospects to the Angels. And David Peralta is going to the Rays. Tyler Mahle is going to the Twins. And what else? Yeah, the Mets got Darren Ruff from the San Francisco Giants for J.D. Davis. The Braves get Robbie Grossman, and the Dodgers get Chris Martin.
All right. A lot happened. You got any more trades, or does that cover your trade deadline special?
Also, the Blue Jays get Zach Pop and Anthony Bass, trading away one of their top prospects, Jordan Groshans.
All right. I'm trying to get her layout back. There we go.
There you go.
I was trying to blow you up on the whole screen, and I just messed up. Let's not do that again.
All right.
Let's start with a couple of questions I've got for you. Joey Gallo goes from the Yankees. All right, let's for the people that don't know, Gallo was one of the best power hitters in baseball in Texas. The Yankees trade for him, supposed to be part of their future. He was hitting 149 at the trade deadline to the Dodgers. Everyone said maybe getting out of New York will help Joey Gallo. What do you think?
Yeah. I watched like some of his like press conferences or something, and he said like if he even left his apartment room, he'd get booed on the street. So I don't think he liked New York.
Good player. He's never hit a whole lot, but he's got a lot of power. And could the Dodgers have made a steal? I mean, he's played pretty well since he's been in Los Angeles.
Yeah, he's had he's batting like 250, 2 home runs, and just 15 at bats. And the Yankees, since they traded him, are like 1-7, I think. So he might be good as a Dodger.
You know what? Even though I hate the Dodgers, I'm rooting for him.
Yeah. You probably don't like the Dodgers.
No, I'm not a big Dodgers fan, but you know, you root for the guy that's had a hard time like that.
Yeah.
Root for the underdog. All right, here we go. Juan Soto goes from Washington after turning down nearly $500 million.
Yeah, he wins the home run derby, and then he gets traded away.
And turned down $430 million.
$440 million, wins the home run derby, and then goes across the country.
Washington gets Mackenzie Gore, already in the pretty good pitcher. And then basically C.J. Abrams, a first-class prospect, another shortstop, who a lot of people had talked about coming up and being the shortstop at some point, and Tatis moving to first. James Wood and Jerling Susanna. Also, Robert Hassel III, who was one of the Padres' top prospects too. I know they gave up Soda and Bell, but they got a lot back.
They got a lot of prospects back. Yes, Juan Soto, I mean, he's been pretty good this year, but he's not been like the all-star he is, like not like 400 OPS, or no, not OPS, on base percentage. Like, his on base percentage is always like so high. It's like crazy, and that makes him one of the best players in the league. And also Josh Bell, he's a big power hitter. He played in Pittsburgh. He was a really good hitter in Pittsburgh 2019. So yeah, the Padres, they did good this trade deadline.
But Eric Homer, say it for me, Eric
Hosmer
held up the trade because obviously when they traded for Josh Bell, he was out at first base. Was the first supposed to go with the trade, ends up going to Boston, and kind of a crazy thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't want to go to DC, so he went to Boston.
All right, another trade I wanted to ask you. Oh, well, let's talk about a trade that didn't happen. What do you make of all the talk about Ian Happ getting traded and not being traded?
And Wilson Contreras.
And Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, like, I like that they didn't get traded, but they're probably going to leave this offseason, and they didn't get anything in return. So I don't know if that was the smartest idea, but, you know, they could just stay for half a season, even though they're not contenders. I would have traded them just so I could get a bunch of prospects from any team. I mean, I heard the Astros were after him, or after Wilson.
Yeah, I know the Braves were supposedly in on Ian Happ, but and you heard all kinds of rumors of prospects. But do you think there's any chance that maybe Ian Happ and Wilson Contreras comes back to Chicago, even though they're free agents?
I mean, it's very low chance that they're going to come back. So unless, they just want to stay in Chicago, which, but I don't think they'll be coming back.
All right, let's move on to another trade I want to bring up to you. I thought an awful good player got traded that not many people noticed when the Phillies went out and got Brandon Marsh from the Angels.
And Noah Syndergaard.
I think Brandon Marsh is a little better player than most people think he is.
Yeah, he's underrated. I mean, people don't give him the slack.
Outfield with Mike Trout a little bit.
Yeah, playing outfield with Mike Trout's probably a really good experience. And Shohei, sometimes he plays the outfield if he's not pitching.
Yep. And the Phillies did make one trade with their Cubs. Y'all got rid of your closer and David Robertson. Who's been closing since David Robertson left?
I think it's been Rowan Wick. He closed out the Field of Dreams game, so I think it's Rowan Wick.
All right. Yankees get Harrison Bader from the Cardinals. I thought the Cardinals was still in the playoff race, but they got a pretty good pitcher in Jordan Montgomery. Is that a trade that's win-win both ways?
I mean, if the Yankees are looking for an outfielder, which I don't think they were, because before this they traded for Andrew Benintendi from the Royals. So I don't really get that trade, but if it works for the Yankees, I guess it works.
The Padres weren't finished. They traded for someone who might help him now that Tatis is suspended. You've at least got another quality infielder in Brandon Drury coming over from the Reds.
Yep, Brandon Drury, he's for some reason doing good this season. I mean, I'd never heard of him after this season or before the season.
Well, he's a former Brave that we never done enough with that you probably should have heard of him. All right, one more trade that we saw that affected the race. And you mentioned it. The Mets get Darren Ruff, pretty good player.
Yeah, I mean, it's not flashy or anything, but they get Darren Ruff for J.D. Davis. She's been with the Mets for a while, so another position player for position player. I don't really get that trade, but I guess it works.
All
also,
right.
more trades. Trey Mancini goes from the Orioles to the Astros.
Pretty good player.
Yeah, he overcame cancer with the Orioles. I mean, he probably didn't want to leave Baltimore after that.
No, he's one of the best stories probably most people have never even heard.
Yeah, he survived colon cancer, I think, and he's been doing great since then. So,
All right, let's take a quick look over at your Cubs lineup, and I want to get your. I know it wasn't on her, but we've got about 10 more minutes, and let's get through some comments first. Chris, RayRay over Boston. Janet, RayRay looking good. Oh, there you go. There's another grandma. And then Chris, thank you very much. We look forward to having RayRay. We don't get him on enough. And thank his mom for making it happen and always working with me. By the way, RayRay formatted this show himself, did you not? You came up with the topics and
yeah. I mean, usually you do. Like the first show I did, like first second, you did it, but now I'm trying to look for stuff to talk about, which was pretty good. Tatis got suspended and trade deadline, Field of Dreams. I mean, I think I did pretty good.
I think you did great, man. I'm going to let you know. I think you did really good.
Thank you.
Let's look at the Cubs' makeup by keeping Wilson Contreras and Ian Happ. It seems they're starting Ortega at the top of the lineup most nights.
Yeah.
Young player, do you like him?
Yeah, I like him. I mean, I remember last year in D.C. he had 3 home runs in one game, so, I like Raffy.
Wilson Contreras, an all-star with his brother William, made a good moment. Wilson's a free agent and a top quality catcher.
I mean, he could go to the Braves if he wanted to play with his brother. I mean,
I don't think they support him either.
I mean, they don't need him, though. They got Travis Darnell.
At hitting third is the Japanese sensation Suzuki that y'all signed in the offseason. Pretty good, hasn't he?
I mean, yeah, he's been decent this year. I think he has 9 home runs, 7-something OPS. I mean, he's been pretty decent for his rookie year.
All right, hitting fourth, we already talked about Ian Happ, but I want to ask you about who's hitting 6th or 7th most of the time is Patrick Wisdom. I like Patrick Wisdom. I think he's going to be.
I like Patrick Wisdom, too. He's a big power bat for the Cubs. He doesn't hit for average or anything. He just hits a ball over the fence.
You talked to us originally about this next guy, Nico Horner, a couple of years ago. You yelled at cards, and you said, "I got an autograph card."
Yeah, I have a card of him, and he went. Or it was $150. It's somewhere in his house. I need to go find it. But he's turned out pretty well. I mean, he's a diamond on MLB The Show. He's had a 300 average this year. So, yeah, he's been great. And I feel like that card's going to go up in money.
Absolutely. And hitting the 8th some nights, Jason Hayward, the Cubs already told him this is his last year.
Yeah, I mean, Jason Hayward, he's a good player, but, he's getting up there in age. He played for the Braves for a little bit, and he was really good.
Yep. And then lastly, I think someone that y'all are depending on down the road is Nick Margigal.
Nick Madrigal, yeah, he's big. He's a contact bat too. I mean, he doesn't hit home runs or anything. He just puts the ball in play. Yeah, he's pretty good second baseman. Also, first base got Frank Schwindel. He's not doing the best this year, but he did pretty good in 2021. Maybe we can see a replica of that next year.
All right, buddy. Of course, we got to do our shout outs now. You want to shout out to some of your friends back in Chickamauga? Say
Yeah.
hi.
Yeah, shout out to everybody watching in Georgia, all my teammates from the Braves and the Cannons, Thunder. Also, shout out to Shelby for doing good in the beauty pageant.
Shelby knocked it.
Yesterday.
Great.
Good.
We're so proud of you, Shelby. I
Yeah.
don't know anything about that stuff, but I know I'm proud of her.
Yeah. Also, yeah, shout out to my family for making this happen. Also, you know, this new town I'm in, everybody watching, thank you for watching. And I don't know what else, but just shout out to everyone watching.
Hey, let's hit it real hard. 7th grade, first week. It's going to be hard. It's going to be easy.
I've already done my first week, but I'm in pre-algebra.
Okay.
What else? I got social studies, language arts, which they call English, and I'm in pre-algebra, and yeah.
And you and Shelby are getting to go to the same school, correct?
Yeah, we're going in the same building. She's a grade ahead of me now, and yeah, we're in the same building.
What's that like?
I'm kind of used to it since Shelby's always been in the same building as me. Like in Chattanooga, Silverdale, we were in the same building. She was like double the size of all the third graders.
All right. Now, when you start playing baseball, do you have a position you really want to focus on? I know you were playing outfield and catching. I mean,
yeah, I'm probably gonna be catching most of the time, so I'm usually just focusing on that. And yeah, they sometimes put me at second base as well. So,
did you get any time with Granddad on your heels this summer?
Oh yeah. Yeah, yesterday I was at his house. I was in Tennessee to go to the pageant, and we played out there a little bit all summer. It was nice. I lived in their house all summer, so yeah.
All right. Last question. We'll call it a night. All right. Who? And we'll come back with a playoff edition. We'll do a play once the playoffs start. We'll do a playoff. You're going to pick the World Series right now. Who is it?
I'm gonna go with either the Astros or the Yankees in there. I'm probably gonna say Astros usually just because they always do good in the postseason. And Dodgers. I'm gonna do a 2017 rematch.
All right. I'm going to give you the New York Yankees versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. Rematch. I was 12 in 1978 when the Dodgers and the Yankees played in the World Series. So I'm going to give you that rematch. So
Yeah, I'm going Astros Dodgers. That'll be a crazy series if that happens.
that young man right, I'm trying to figure out which way to point. There you go. Because this is, for people that don't know, our studio, I am actually pointing the opposite way to see him. That young man right there is my hero. And he knows a lot about baseball. And I'm proud he takes a moment and spends it here on River City. His name is RayRay. and we'll see you before the playoffs with RayRay on baseball. And by then, he might have an update on what he's going to do in baseball. Might have an update on that 7th grade. But until then, y'all, we'll see you on River City Media.
Bye, everybody.